Alright, we are out here with the Zero Tolerance 0200 Sog Vulcan and the Recon 1 with XHP Super Steel. Let's get started. First thing we're going to do, we're going to take all three knives and we're going to be testing the overall lockup mechanism for the blade. This has a liner lock, the Sog has a arc lock, and we have the triad lock for the cold steel. We're going to do strikes right here and on the spine of the blade to test the lockup to see how well they hold up against extreme torture. Now we see with the liner lock, even though it's got good lockup, as soon as I struck that too hard, it kept folding the knife. So for too much pressure struck down here in the locking mechanism, the zero tolerance fails. Now we are going to be filming the spine wax for the liner lock and see how it holds up. Now, as you guys can see, it did do fairly decent. It did much better with the wax to the spine, putting that kind of pressure, but it still failed. So under too much extreme pressure and torture on the locking mechanism, the zero tolerance will fail. Next we have the Sog Volcan, and we're going to do the same torture test here and on the spine to see how the arc lock performs under extreme pressure. See, for the strike test, the arc lock did a very, very good job. So we're going to do strikes to the spine, and we're going to see how the arc lock handles that. You can see the arc lock did much better than a traditional liner lock in keeping this blade locked up nice and tight, and there is absolutely no blade play in this knife. So the Sog VL-01 Vulcan passed. Next we have the ever famous cold steel Recon 1 with the XHP Super Steel. With the test I did with the old version, I have no question that the triad lock is going to perform well under pressure. As you can see, this blade held up beautifully. So we're going to do wax to the spine as well to see how the triad lock holds up under that sort of pressure. As you guys can see, no blade play. Triad lock did awesome. So the arc lock and the triad lock, at least with these particular samples of blade styles, worked beautifully. So for round one, the cold steel Recon 1 and the Sog Vulcan VL-01 passed. The 0200 no go. I'll show you guys, this is the damage that was done to this piece of wood after we were doing the strikes on the blade and the spine for the three blades. So even though it looks like I was doing it softly, we did do some significant damage to this piece of wood.